All right. I'm Eric Paul Johnson.
And I'm Eric Wincentsen.
And we got a message. I think I figured out which way to point.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
think
didn't.
I'm I think I'm this way.
I think
Or am I oops.
I point to my wife's side of the bed. That's what I do. Okay, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We'll find out in the end because on my screen things are switched around. All right.
Okay.
Anyway, anyway, we did that, right? I'm Eric. You're Eric.
We're both Erics, yes.
Yep.
Okay, let's put that back now that I just hit the microphone.
Okay. Um, comments about who's that? The farting song.
Yep.
Yep.
Or the raspberry song, as some people might put it.
Yeah.
James Crow says it's just a bit of fun from Bizarro World E.L.O. Not their best moment, maybe, but it always makes me smile. And as Monty Python inspired as it is, I'm pretty sure it helped secure his friendship with George Harrison.
Yep. Maybe. Well, I mean, I don't know how long this has been sitting around. Great. Now it decides to do things.
Marco Rubio moment.
Yep. I don't know how long this has been sitting around. I don't know if he banged it out in 2000, which by then his friendship with George was secured, but not for much longer. About another year, unfortunately. Mark Jealous. Okay. EW doesn't like it. Fair enough. At least it's over quickly and tucked away on a box set. For me, it's a fun bit of vaudeville for which Jeff has previously shown love for with The Move and The Idol Race. It's perhaps his way of sticking his tongue in his cheek and out in front at the same time. I can't. You gotta do it out in the front. You can't do it in the cheek. Yeah.
Okay. And then Maureen Murray says, hope you get home safe, Mark. Your mom's so looking forward to seeing you. Kisses.
Okay. I think just wanted to pass that message along to Mark. I guess it was to Mark Jealous, in case you missed it.
And the kisses are from Maureen.
Good,
Well, we can give some X's and O's too, can't we?
good cover. Yes. The kisses are from Maureen, not from Eric. Trevor Raggett. Once again, Mr. W fails to understand the fundamental silliness of some British humor. Well, actually, I don't think he does. He's more into British humor than I am. But fart noises, double entendres and all. Jeff even said in the liner notes this was just them in the studio, to coin an apt phrase, farting about. There's a reason that phrase means messing around aimlessly in a silly manner in English. Are fart noises puerile? Of course they are. But they've been a staple of British humor from the music hall to the Goons to Monty Python to the Carry On movies to Ken Dodd. Look him up. That's what he says. I would have to look him up. To Benny Hill, to any of a dozen British 70s sitcoms, to the young ones, to The Fast Show, and Little Britain. And as to the song itself, E.W. does a mini rant about releasing it on Flashback. This is exactly the sort of little curio which ends up on an album like Flashback alongside the early takes, alternative mixes, and other unreleased tracks. So you can hardly complain at it turning up there. As to the song itself, this harks back to the British music hall tradition in its style. You could even link it in spirit to tunes like the Ying Tong song, or the Beatles fan club B-side release You Know My Name, Look Up the Number. Both also typical bits of British silliness, and this tune among Jeff's greatest work. Is this tune among Jeff's greatest works? Of course not. It is a harmless bit of fun that was never really intended for release anyway. Yup, it absolutely is. Oh, it still goes on. Okay. Mentioning the Beatles and the Goons reminds me that there are connections between the two. Lennon was clearly an admirer. His books, in his own right, and A Spaniard in the Works, are hugely reminiscent of many of Goon Spike Milligan's books of poems illustrated by his own doodles and cartoons. And of course, Monty Python too, given that George worked closely with the Pythons through his handmade films, bankrolling their films, and Terry Gilliam's ones in the 70s. So many connections. Um, yeah, I am totally stupid. 21 years of listening to Who's That and enjoying it, and I don't know why up until now I didn't even think of the Goons. The Ying Tong song has an entire verse of mouth fart noises, and they get another song, the Raspberry Song, which is a remake of a song from the 30s, and I forgot to something about fresh fruit, which I forgot to look up the title before we started, and that's full of fart noises. And you should look up the Ying Tong song. Anybody who's listening to me, you should look up the Ying Tong song. It makes absolutely no sense. It's complete insanity, but it's high frickin' hilarious. And there's a verse sung in fart noises, if you can call it singing.
Now, I don't see anything wrong in some cases with fart humor. In fact, I love fart humor. My
Yeah.
wife does because, well, she's usually the unintentional beneficiary of some of it, but but still, I think it just has to do with the setting. When I'm thinking of doing a song in a studio and everything, that you just somebody just all of a sudden adds that in, it's kind of like, hey, you just ruined the song. Instead of where you get a song where, hey, let's just blow raspberries the entire song. Oh, okay. And completely fine, because that's the whole point of the song. Or you're doing a bunch of nonsense and everything. I know this was supposed to be humorous and everything. It's just sometimes when you do something humorous, people get the humor. Sometimes they don't. I've been on the receiving side a lot of times of the don't, where I thought something was absolutely hilarious, and all I get is looks or a reprimand.
Yeah.
From management. A note from management.
Yeah.
Saying that an entire alphabet based on serial killers is phonetic alphabet based on serial killers is not appropriate in the workplace.
Killjoys.
Yeah, that actually did happen. But
yeah, no, I've had it happen many times in my life before. That's why I used to say about my first podcast series, the Eric Paul Johnson Radio Troller Program, it's an hour or a half hour of attempted humor. Whether it works or not is completely up to the person. And some people thought it was hilarious, and I got message from other people saying, you suck. So it's all, it's, yeah. I can't think of any humor anywhere that works for everybody. There are even people who don't like the Marx. I know some people who don't like the Marx Brothers. And to me, that's like, really? Oh, okay, I guess. But
and later films, but
yeah. After what was it, A Day at the Races, from room service until about A Night at Casablanca, they weren't very good. A Night at Casablanca, that was good. I liked that. But
to see it, but when Zeppo left, for the most part, I mean, nobody remembers Zeppo, but the movies after he left are, for the most part, not the best ones.
Right. A Night at the Opera and A Day at the Races were the first two post Zeppo movies, and those are like two of my three favoritist, three or four favoritist. I mean, there's no such thing as a bad Marx Brothers movie, but the ones between A Night at the Opera and A Night in Casablanca, not their bestest, but still better than the worst movie there is.
Yeah, still better than Groucho showing up in
Love Happy? What was that?
The movie with Jackie Gleason.
Skidoo.
Skidoo. Yeah, the one that Otto Preminger did about LSD and everything, where Groucho was a big-time drug dealer.
Yes. I did. I watched that a couple years ago, and I did a review for it. 6-Minute Critic. You can go look it up and listen to it. Yeah, that movie was very 1968. Yeah.
Very 1968 from people who didn't understand 1968 because they were still living in 1948.
Yeah. It's not a great movie, but it is something interesting to watch in sort of like a, what the hell is this? So,
Hmm?
yeah. And there's something a little creepy about 80-year-old Groucho Marx putting the moves on 20-year-old girls sitting in his lap. So,
I don't think he thought anything bad about it.
no, I'm sure he didn't. um, where are we going? Corey Gomel.
Cor-
Yeah. I used to say
uh,
that. What was that?
that's mine.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
one's
that's
mine.
right. That's you. I stepped on your.
I
Go
give it to
ahead.
me. Give it to
Go, go.
me. Corey Gomel says, used to say that Jeff made every sound better. He could even make a fart sound good. So challenge accepted. And Jeff said Jeff. And out of all the fart songs that have ever been created by human backsides, I have listened to Who's That More? Winning. Or wow, the first collaboration with Nickelback went well.
Um,
Nickelback is not intentional fart sounds. It's just
well,
all you hear when you hear them.
yeah. We just finished discussing A Long Time Gone, and I, there's a part there at the end where Jeff self-harmonizes, and now after what Corey said, I kind of want to hear Jeff self-harmonize fart noises if he can do that. That's uh, I think that would be an interesting. Well, spoiler alert, it'd be much more interesting than the last couple of E.L.O. albums. Mike Hudson, this song stinks. I'm trying to do a winky, smiley emoticon. I don't think I can do it without looking kind of creepy.
You're whipping out Mr. Winky there.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just move on.
Yeah. Toby Frangi says a family favorite. I have two boys. Well,
There you go.
going to go over well
Yeah.
with the male demographic.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, Mike Hudson said musically it's okay though. I accidentally cut short his comment. It stinks. Musically it's okay though. All right, moving on to Brian McAuliffe. I never bought the Flashback album because I'd already bought most of the tracks multiple times, and I certainly wasn't going to pick it up for this. That said, I will gladly argue on behalf of Jungle. Wow. I guess he really hates Who's That.
You should pick up Flashback not because of Who's That, but because of the other really good stuff that's on it. I'd
Agreed.
say there's quite enough on it that's not just repeat some other stuff that it's worth it.
Yeah. I love Who's That, but also we covered about, I don't know, 6 or 7 other songs from the album that are actually really pretty damn good. Oh yeah. You're next.
Taz Barkley says, this always makes me laugh. Love a bit of silliness. Life has to have some silliness. No, it does not!
At least not to the people who were upset about our April Fool's show a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. For some reason, that didn't exactly spark some of the best replies. Some of the funniest. But...
Yeah, well, some people got it and they liked it. Some people were like, huh? No. And then there were people who, I remember there was somebody who made a comment, April Fool's jokes are never appropriate. Don't ever do that. Just, wow. You must be fun at parties if you ever get invited to any. Mickey Ferrandino. Jeff obviously has a great sense of humor. And he also has a great fart hole, too, apparently. Done the one in the face there. I don't want to know about the other fart hole.
And Mickey Ferrandino says...
What I just said.
It's what you just said. Steven Acevedo says, definitely a nod to the Beatles and the Goon Show. It's funny.
I agree. John Toman. The Who's That concept is definitely appreciated by me and my fellow They Might Be Giants superfans. When asked who our favorite band is as well, I messed that up. You guys get the point. To answer the question, I think literal jokes and comical wordplay within the lyrics are the thing that makes a song funny more than anything else. The genre of music becomes secondary as soon as it's clear the tone is humorous. Sometimes, maybe only a line or two has humor. So those songs might not stand out as much or be funny songs, but could be a song with a funny moment. That was somebody who replied to Dr. Demento. I posted a link to the episode, and to try and make it connect back to Dr. Demento's subject of funny songs, I said, well, we discuss funny songs on this episode. What do you think makes a funny song? So, and that was John Toma's reply about what he thinks makes a funny song.
In that case, shout out to all the They Might Be Giants fans out there. One of my favorite bands.
They are pretty great. I was driving home from Target a couple weeks ago, and on Spotify randomly came up the sun is a mass of incandescent gas, or whatever it's titled.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's great. That's great. And then it ended. No, I can't let that end. And I pushed to go back, started it all over again. And yeah, that was great. I love it. No, I can't let it end. I push it back. I think I heard the song about 5 times from the time it took me to get from Target to home. So yeah.
By the way, that song was from a children's record from the 50s originally, and I've been looking for that thing ever since that EP came out
I
back
know.
in the 90s. And so if anybody has the original copy of Why Does the Sun Shine, not the They Might Be Giants. I have the They Might Be Giants
Mhm.
one. If anybody has the original copy of Why Does the Sun Shine? The sun is a massive incandescent gas. I would love to get a copy of it. So you can always yeah, on hey, I'm under my real name on Facebook, so you can always PM me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I 1993 I think it came out.
Yeah.
Um I was listening to the alternative radio station, and they were doing a show, some syndicated show, and it was a live, hour with They Might Be Giants, and that's when that song came out, and they were plugging it, and they said, "Yeah, it's a kiddie record from the '50s, and we remade it," and they remade it really well. And it's not their only good
I'm going
song.
to do a number of children's albums too.
Yeah, and it's not their only good song. They've done lots of great songs. So They Might Be Giants is yeah, they're pretty damn good. Have they done anything with fart noises though?
Not that I know of.
So that field is
Um,
open for them to explore.
yeah, no, not that I know of. Even though some of the electronic sounds on the Else might get close to that.
Hmm.
Dust Brothers, that was one of their albums where, yeah, the Dust Brothers are great producers for the Beastie Boys.
Eesh.
Not exactly great producers for They Might Be Giants, even though some of the songs on there are still good because the Johns always have some good writing, no matter what they experiment with. So
Yeah, yeah. So there you go. They might be giants. You think about working some fart sounds in there. It could be hilarious, or it could make Eric mad.
I could see them actually doing that and it actually working.
I can too.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's time for our sign off. I think we've. I think, and I had it in my head and I just lost it again.
I think the sign off was I need to take a nap.
Right. I think we're done here. I think that was it.
That's it. I think we're done here.
Okay. I think we're done here.